What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Monomaniacs podcast.
Can we stop doing that as a bit?
Yeah, I feel like we do open too many podcasts.
I feel like the last 3 episodes.
Well, I just think it's important to establish a high energy when we roll into this thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, and also talk about. You are invested the moment you hear that, right? You're like, oh, what's going to happen on this high energy podcast?
Man, this 5 Nights at Freddy's let's play is going to be so much fun.
I feel like just the immaturity factor takes it down 8 times.
The immaturity factor. Are you saying
off.
that those men who have millions and millions of subscribers on YouTube are immature
I mean, it's the
individuals?
lowest common denominator. They're like
their fan base is like 12.
8-year-olds.
Yeah, whenever I hear "Hello, everybody," I think the next thing they're going to say is like, "Here's the top 5 Poppy's Playtime monsters."
Yeah,
You know, it's just going to be.
Listen. For me, morality and character is directly proportional to success, and I don't see you guys with 12 million subscribers. So I don't know.
the fact that you think morality and characters.
Yeah.
That's just we're not even gonna open up.
Well,
that.
especially-
I've talked about it like 3 times on this freaking podcast already.
Especially when
That
you're talking
exact
about
topic.
YouTube, because if they're a successful YouTuber with that kind of content, there's a good chance that they're a groomer or something. Almost 100% chance.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know if it's like something that our parents went through, but maybe because, the internet or whatever. But I feel like every one of us has like a content creator that they followed when they were younger that ended up being a sex pest of some sort.
Yeah.
Right. Like it just sort of ends up coming out in the wash as a sex pest. For me, it was Tobuscus.
Yes.
Tobuscus got hit hard.
You know who we all listened to and watched though was Good Mythical Morning, and they're steady. They're steady rolling.
They were once Christian men, no longer
Yes,
Christian
that's
men.
true.
But
they deconstruct.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
deconstructed.
But they didn't touch a minor or
No,
anything, so that's great.
That's pretty good. That's
Yes.
a win.
That we know of. Correct.
Exactly.
We don't really know. It's one of those things you just can't depend on that. Well, and it's a lot of the gaming people. The gaming people, gamers. I think they don't feel like they'll ever be able to touch a woman ever, and then finally they have the opportunity, and they just go crazy. They go hog wild. It's bad.
So bad.
Here's the problem, Dylan. You said "woman" in that sentence, and
Yeah, exactly.
That's a little.
That
bit
implies a level of maturity that isn't usually the case.
Oh goodness, yeah. Great way to open the pod, guys.
Seriously.
Talking about YouTube groomers, guys. Welcome to the podcast. We got the whole Strehle Clan.
Cran.
The whole Strehle
Crayon.
Clan. Welcome to the whole Strehle Clan. Rockersville, Virginia. They're all here on the pod today.
That was a Chris Chan joke.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have the parents, of course. Not that they could fit on the couch at this point.
We're a little crowded.
We're a little crowded.
I don't know. Silas is over here man-spreading like crazy.
Actually
Amen.
dead.
Amen.
That's great.
I'm sure that we could fit Silas, or we could fit Dad and Mom on here. Yeah,
We're
but he just
gonna-
was more conservative about that.
Yeah.
No, I
We
got
need
my
to,
Gatorade. I need-
Yeah.
address the elephant in the room right now.
Okay.
The way Sai looks. Does anyone want to
Well, no, he's just trying to be mysterious. He's like one of those musicians who's like, "I'm never do late night TV," and his manager makes him do it, and he's like, "Oh, so tell us about the album." And he's like, "No."
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Exactly. That's what he's
Right
doing here.
Well, Isabel, you wanted to go through the throne on this one, so I'm going to let you take the lead.
Sai turned 21 at midnight
This is
last night.
Hey.
Yes. So we took
Some
him out.
dumbass was like, "Let's have a podcast the next morning."
Hey, it is not morning, brother.
Yeah,
It is well
yeah.
past morning.
Yeah.
We didn't think he'd make it, but he is here. He persevered. I got him some Pedialyte and some Gatorade because I'm an amazing sister.
Yeah, exactly.
And I brought him my sunglasses. I knew it would help.
Those are women's glasses?
Okay, yeah, they're from Target.
You can actually see it in the colored tinge. There's like a little bit of rose to the
Yeah.
color. Yeah, a little bit of that.
It's got
Just
girl
makes me
vision.
more
Yeah.
serious. Yeah.
This is how all women actually see the world, Silas.
Yeah.
It's like that Mel Gibson movie, What Women Think, except
Yeah.
for it's what women see.
Yeah.
What does Leafhauser look like through those things?
I'm not even. Don't even get me started.
Dude, you guys got an hour?
Yeah.
Are we on the Patreon yet, brother?
Okay, so you partied hard.
you partied hard.
Yeah. I went to
Legally.
a bar
Yeah.
for the first time.
Get that thing closer to
Had
you.
his first ever legal drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
Drink, actually,
Drink,
period.
First ever drink ever having
Yeah.
alcohol.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It was fun, and then I had, 1 or 2 more after the first one.
Mhm.
We'll put it.
People here are so nice. Everyone was buying him drinks.
Yeah.
Like
What
just the guys at the bar, or
Well, like random people were showing up. They're all Hillsdale students, current or past, and everyone. I was like, oh, like my birthday present to him is I'm gonna fly up here and buy him drinks. I didn't even get the chance to do it because everyone else was buying him except one of his friends was like
yeah,
the
poor
entire
guy.
night. He's like, "Hey, sorry, first shot's on me. First shot's on me." And then he gave 2 cards, put 2 cards down. They both got declined. And I was like, "It's okay, I got it." So technically, I did buy Si's first drink.
That's hilarious.
And he's like, "No, I swear, I have like $100 in my bank account." And I was like, first off, why would you be buying other people's drinks if you
With the
only have
$100?
$100
I
in
know.
your bank
That's college
account?
life, though, brother.
Yeah, exactly. You know how many
So-
bottles you had to bring to bottle deposit for that?
Exactly.
Oh, they do that here. That's crazy.
Yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
I don't bother with it. It feels
Uh,
degrading.
Well, that was the thing. It was probably I did that about 2 weeks ago. I don't know. I feel like I talked about this on the pod, but I did it about 2 weeks ago. It was a 45-minute process of I had 2
Goodness.
big bags of cans and
2 big cans.
2 big cans that had been accumulating over 2 years of living
Whoa.
in our house. Right. So tons and tons of cans.
Yeah, so
How
like
much?
what? Let me think. 6-pack every night.
Mm-hmm.
Multiply.
Multiply that by 365 times 2.
Yes, exactly.
And then also the handle of whiskey that I have to chase that down every night.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of bottles.
Yes.
There's a lot of bottles. That's a lot of
How
cans.
much was it?
All right. So yeah, it was a full 45 minutes. I had to consistently, because this is the dumbest rule in the world. I hate this. You cannot return a bottle or a can from a store that does not carry that product.
Yeah.
So every can you put into the machine, it scans. And it was at the Kroger. If I put something in there that Kroger does not carry, that's like a great value, or even just a brand that's only at Walmart, they
Mhm.
will not take the can.
That's dumb.
And so I had a second cart there that was just I would throw the cans in that I wasn't going to be able to use, and so I just back and forth there. 45 minutes of it. I was with desperate people in that room. There was a
Yeah.
lot of desperate individuals
Yeah.
in that space. Walked out of there with $45.
Mm.
$1
So
a minute.
$1 a minute, but also 2 years of dealing with the fact that I have a whole bunch of cans.
It's
in my
not for the
spare
money.
room.
It's for the earth.
Earth.
It's for the earth.
For Earth.
It's for the earth.
Yeah.
It's for recycling.
Yeah.
It's for recycling.
It's
Yeah.
for birds and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for the ocean.
Yeah.
It's true. I saved at least 2 sea turtles when I did that.
Straws
And-
are not up the sea turtles' noses just because, of,
because
that
of the
act.
cans.
Yeah, because I recycled the cans.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not worth it, kids.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not
I
worth
think
it.
it smells like a basement of a fraternity house because it's just a bunch of rotten beer all over the place. Again, everybody's desperate and everybody's kind of angry because they have to be there. It's bad. It feels degrading. The lights are always flickering,
Oh.
Yeah,
it's-
it's not
it's-
well maintained. It's
Where do they
always
do
dirty.
it? Like, is it in front of the store or something?
Yeah, so like you walk through the sliding door to
Yeah.
get in. You in
Like usually like the
most
vending
stores,
machines are. and
yeah,
stuff?
well, yeah. Usually in most stores, you've got that antechamber, that space before you get in that has all the carts and stuff.
Yeah.
Just one section of that is dedicated to having all those
Okay.
machines.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's in that area.
Oh, okay.
So at the very least, you're not like sitting there within eye shot of everybody who's checking out and buying groceries. And just,
Pitying
The,
you,
the
Yeah.
weirdest thing
Yeah.
about it is that every time I've done it, like the 3 times, I've always gone like, yeah, no one else is going to be here. It's 1 p.m. on a Tuesday. And it's like, no, there's like 3 alcoholics. There's always like a guy who's got 4 carts full of Miller Lite. You know what I mean? You're like, what the hell? I mean, I get it. He doesn't have a job, but you're trying desperately to find a time for it. But there's always somebody ahead of you. I don't know. It's degrading.
Mhm.
It's degrading. I think it has nothing to do with the environment. Actually, it's not about the earth. It's not about the sea lions.
we are
It
its
is the
children.
planet.
Oh no, you're
Dude,
talking about
that's-
the Little Dicky
Yes.
song.
Yeah.
that's
Oh my
so-
goodness.
what's
I'm
the
Kylie Jenner.
what's the table's opinion on Lil Dicky?
Bad.
Well,
Well,
in
I
what
know
sense? In
Shad
what
would say
sense?
bad. What do you mean in what sense?
Like, as a human, an actor, and
Yeah, what about the
or,
guy?
Yeah,
or
the
like
man, Lil Dicky.
musician.
I would say, do you find his music enjoyable to listen to?
No.
No. Doesn't he have a show on like Hulu?
Dave.
Yeah,
Yeah. No.
Apparently, it's decent.
I've heard
I've
Dave
never
is
seen it.
okay.
yeah,
haven't-
pretty
He-
decent.
I will say this:
Pretty decent.
Lil Dicky has one of the best freestyles I've ever seen. Unironically,
Oh, is that the one on Sway or whatever? Yeah, I heard about that. I don't know.
Well,
I
have
watched
you-
it. I didn't. I
It's
wasn't
pretty
super
good.
impressed.
Really? Well,
Yeah.
I think the whole thing is like he markets himself as like the comedy dude.
Yeah.
And then
Then he actually.
if
can,
he
like,
wants to try,
Yeah.
he can.
Here's the annoying
and
thing
then
about
when
that.
he did try, everyone was like, "Oh, you can actually."
Here's the annoying thing about that. Here's the problem. is that at least with a lot of comedy musicians, you know, they're like, we're not even trying, and that's the most fun. You know what I mean? They're like, they make semi-competent music and they have a good time.
Yeah.
The problem with
Young
Lil
Gravy.
Dicky, is you can always sense,
Gravy.
you can sense he wants to be respected, even in his joke songs. You can sense because half his music is about how he's self-conscious about how nobody takes him seriously.
Yeah.
He's like, man, wow, I've got a small dick and I'm Jewish. Ah, you know, and it's like, okay, it's obvious you want people to like you. You know, I don't know. He needs to go one way or the other. If he wants to
Yes.
be serious. And apparently that's why Dave is fairly good, is it's a little more serious.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But if he wants to be serious, be serious. The joke and serious thing, it's like, no, are you a clown or are you a rapper? You know, I don't know. I have very little respect.
I would argue that Young Gravy is the worst of the two in that exact category.
Oh, really?
No
And then
way.
not knowing whether or not they're joking or not, and them trying to toe the line.
No,
where
dude.
he's like, "Nah, dude, these are joke songs. These are joke songs, but also all the MILFs, and everyone wants to sleep with me, and I go up there and I try to be."
No, but that's the joke, though.
That's
the joke is that
No,
it is.
is
he's a
it though?
character.
Yeah.
Was it
Is
Young
it, though?
Gravy or Jack Harlow that
Talking,
took that one TikToker's mom to a show?
that was Young Gravy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Love that.
The man knows what he wants.
Gravy for
Love that
Pope.
for him.
Gravy for Pope.
I went to a Young Gravy concert.
That's
No way.
embarrassing.
When?
I almost went to a Young Gravy concert.
Silas has been like 2 concerts his entire life.
One of them
Never
is
mind.
Young
Young
Gravy.
That's honestly embarrassing. No.
well, when did you go? This summer?
Yeah.
Last winter.
Dude,
Oh,
Last-
was it winter break?
Yeah.
how do we have? How can we? I have never heard you talk about this.
It was
Why would you be proud of
mid.
that?
It was just mid.
It was just
It
mid.
was just the middest thing.
Dude.
It was my first ever concert. And I
Oh,
was
that's
like,
a bummer.
This is just
No.
the mid pack. You
That's
know?
tragic.
What was your guys' first concert?
The Newsboys.
Mine was That's So Raven.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is so funny because Raven Simone is like wasn't. Well, I guess they were. It was Disney, so everybody also had a music career, but she
Yeah.
wasn't like the music Disney.
No, but
person.
she would show it like she was at our like local fair.
Yeah.
And our nanny at the time worked at the fair too. So she would get us tickets and it was the best.
It was,
yeah. I think I went like 3 years in a row.
I mean, I guess she just loved.
Was there
the
like a
venue.
skit, like a storyline to the live show?
I don't honestly. I was like at that age where I actually don't even remember it. I probably
Yeah.
didn't even comprehend any of it. you
Because
know?
if
Like,
I
wasn't old enough.
it sounds like that'd be the sort of thing where she would get on stage and then she would have like a premonition. You know, she'd be like, "Whoa," and then it'd be like, "Whoa, I have a prediction. This show is going to go poorly, and then it's going to turn out no, actually, the show
Yeah.
goes well."
Yeah.
No, it was more for music. It wasn't the show. It was,
I
like,
know,
her-
but-
Yeah, but like they're gonna
Ham it up.
Yeah,
Throw a little
yeah,
bit.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Did they
wouldn't
sing
remember.
the theme to "That's So Raven"?
Probably.
It's
I
the
was like
future, I
5
can see
or
it.
maybe 6. It was before we moved to Arizona, so I was like 5
Yeah.
or 6. I genuinely don't remember
Yeah.
it, but now I can say my first concert was That's So Raven. I used to call
Raven
it Rats.
Simone.
I used to call it Rat So Raven.
Ah, like you were Scooby Doo. Nice.
Rat Row.
Ruh-roh.
Goodness. No. For,
Ruh-roh,
for those-
Brad, it looks like he makes fun of me in the future. Raggy.
Just so that it's official, I got to introduce who I said the Strehle Clans on the
Oh,
podcast, but
cram.
we got Isabel Strehle and Silas Strehle on the pod. Okay,
Yes,
Sir.
indeed.
which I didn't tell you which one's which, but you'll figure it out, right? Who knows which one's
Maybe.
Isabel, which one's Silas.
The hungover ones as well.
I'm not built like
Uh,
that. I'm not.
You're
21,
built different,
so.
Yeah.
yeah. So, did you have sort of a sense of like a maternal instinct when Silas was out there drinking at 21 in the bar? Like, felt like a
Sure.
mother hen protecting the poor
I
boy.
would argue
Sure.
10 times out of 10 that the entire beginning of the night I had to babysit my older sister because
No.
she is easily
I wanted to fight everyone. I
She's
will
like,
say that.
she's just
You
like
didn't mention that this morning.
I
the
know.
most she was the most sporadic person there. Like I was more worried about Isabel than any other person
It
there.
was, but
And there's
it,
multiple people puking and
Yeah.
like about to pass out.
lies. I was fine, honestly. Like I was just having a good time
You
chilling.
just can't really like control her, in a way that's like ungovernable. She became ungovernable,
Ungovernable.
you know.
He was like I was just hearing all the drama. Like I love it. Like it's such a small town and you know everything about everyone. So like him and his girlfriend were like, "Oh, this happened with this person," and I was like, "Oh, like do I need to fight them?" Like-
No.
And then we had to walk his girlfriend home because she's not 21 yet, so she couldn't go to the bar with us. And we passed this guy on the street, and
Oh my goodness.
I party in Seattle. So I'm on like high alert,
mm.
right? So we pass a guy and I'm like, I'm ready to fight him. Like I literally whispered to Silas. And he passes us. He's like, "Good evening," and like kept walking. I'm like, "What is this? I'm not used to this."
Yeah. No, seriously. When you live in a place like Seattle, or when I was in DC, I'd be like walking home from the bar, and I'd be like, "Somebody, please,"
No, you have to like.
You have to be-
your
you have to
head's
be
on a swivel.
on a swivel.
Yeah.
Nah, not here.
Nope.
Yeah.
It was midnight. Just random dude walking down the street saying good evening.
Yeah,
Like,
we.
I was like, "What?"
I don't think I've ever mentioned this on the show before, but we lived a block away from a hospital.
Oh yeah.
And,
that's
When you're in the city, a lot of people like break out of hospitals. It's really common because you can't detain people in a hospital, and if they want to leave, they can leave. And so people would walk down the street with their ID tags and in like hospital gowns all the time.
No.
And so we would hang out on our porch, and we'd be like smoking cigarettes or whatever, and guys would like walk up to us,
Can I bum a cigarette?
Exactly. They'd like
Yeah.
bum a cigarette. We'd be like, "Yeah, sure, dog." Give them a cigarette, or ask for a drink or something. But we didn't ever give out drinks. That was one thing. We had like a no drink policy.
that
but
house had a severe no drink policy.
Yeah.
No
Yeah,
drinks
it was
happen
a
at that.
sober-
no
Yeah.
drinks for guys who broke out of the hospital.
It's a very specific.
Yeah, if you
rule.
break out of the hospital, fine, have a cigarette. That's cool. But we didn't want them sticking around. Yeah,
True.
there was actually one time, it was before I moved there, where a lady broke out of the psych ward, and they were having a party, and she just walked into the party,
Oh.
and
It's kind of hype. Though.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. That's
I don't
kinda
know.
shady.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Was she in
Yeah.
a gown? Like,
yeah, she was fully in a gown, and she was having like a schizo episode, and she was like running around the party, and they had to have somebody there who also had mental problems talk her down. So
Maybe not as hype as I.
Yeah.
As a vision, what is
Exactly.
that? You
Well, you're
imagine,
like, oh, yeah,
her
maybe
doing
she'll do a
cake
cake.
stand. Yeah, woo.
she's doing the Dougie in the middle of the dance floor.
We got our own mentally
She's
ill
literally
mascot.
crumping on the dance floor right now
Yeah.
in the gown.
no, it was a little more serious than that.
Oh, my
But
goodness.
yeah.
Guys,
Stand.
ostensibly the show's about something. The show.
Are we really gonna do that?
Dude, Isabel had something she wanted to talk about.
Oh,
She was-
really?
Yeah.
When I come on, we just do whatever. But I think Isabel.
Wait, is that
actually
seriously? Did
knows
Isabel prep for this?
Well, okay, well, I really feel put on the spot right now. Honestly, I don't like this. I don't like the tension.
Yeah.
It's growing. I mean, if we don't need to talk, it's really not that interesting.
you
But
have
like,
to.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at this point, do it.
Yeah. Okay, so the show's called Monomaniacs because we bring somebody on, we talk about their monomaniacal obsession, the thing they're into right now. Cool,
Yeah.
awesome. You guys get it. We get it. We're in the same place, same page.
Yep.
Love you too. All right.
Mwah.
should
Isabel.
Sai go first?
I don't. This is on you. I don't have anything.
I don't
I'm
like
not
this.
gonna
I think
lie.
Silas's monomaniacal
feeling
obsession right
comfy.
now is his
Alcohol.
headache.
Yeah.
He's not throwing up. He's focusing on
Yes.
not vomiting right
Yeah.
now. That's his-
That's what it is.
Okay, well, I'm like obsessed with Love Island right now.
Oh,
My roommate and I, we come home from work. We were, tired and take gone a lot in the day. We just want to sit down and watch Love Island and go brain dead. So that's currently my obsession. It's the newest season. Watching it right now.
So let me ask you some questions that we usually do.
Yeah,
Which
absolutely.
is,
Mhm.
what was the genesis of this? How did you sort of start
Yeah.
watching Love Island?
So we
Because you are
finished-
the target demographic, I will say.
You said that about my last monomaniacal obsession
Yeah,
because
crime
I did
podcasts.
true crime podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, you
You're
fall
like,
into a particular demographic.
I know. You're just really calling me basic. Just call it. I'm basic. Just say what it is. Just say what it is.
But every single dude in here was just talking about the new Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
special. So all the
Yeah.
slightly above 20 white boys.
Yeah, true.
How did it start?
Yeah.
Yeah, more than slightly. We started with we watched shows together all the time, but we started with Narcos. We finished Narcos, and then we watched.
Which, the pipeline from Narcos to Love Island is very
It's
No,
clear.
listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we watched Too Hot to Handle, which was so disgustingly funny. It was so bad. It was
Josh
so
is
I
shaking
can't watch
his head.
I can't watch it.
Wait, so what's the
It-
gimmick on that one?
It's like
Dude,
they.
It's a good concept.
It's they get like the hottest people in all of
Oh,
the
yeah.
area,
Yeah.
and they put them in a villa together, and they're not allowed to touch each other.
Oh yeah.
Nothing's allowed to happen, and they start with like a pot of money, like $200,000, I think it was. And every time something happens, they have a little cheeky kiss, and it like the
Okay, real quick. You just said little cheeky kiss.
yeah.
This
She's
is
been
this is a
watching-
prefigurement to the Love Island.
I know.
conversation.
I know. Okay, but then they have they sneak a little kiss, and then like the pot like goes down, like, and they have like an Alexa, I forget what it's called, but like it's like an Alexa. It's all around the villa, and there's cameras on them all the time, so like they always know like if they do anything. So like everyone gather around. I forget the name of the thing now, but I feel bad. But it's like Alexa, and they gather around. It's like someone wasn't very good. They're like, last night, Brad and Amy shared a 4-second smooch. That is $10,000 taken from the pot. Everyone, they're just like, what? That's the craziest thing ever. No, I can't believe you guys did that. Like, so it's super funny. And then there's like a couple that just got kicked off because they're like, we literally don't care. Like, let's just go make out for fun because I just want to bring the pot of money down. And then they got kicked off the show. I was like, you're not here for the right reason. and then you're like thinking, you're like, what are the right
Exactly.
reasons?
I was gonna
Like,
say
what's
the money.
Yeah.
yeah. No, it's supposed to like find an actual deep connection without the sexual connection first.
So
like,
wait, so that's supposed to be the gimmick?
yeah, no, and then the person who wins, like usually it's a couple. This last season, spoiler alert. This last season, it was.
We're gonna censor this.
Yeah.
It was one person who won, but like in the past seasons, it's been couples.
I really found out that I really need to learn to love myself.
Right, like, no, it's like I found out that like deeper connections are actually really important, and like I actually do want a boyfriend. Like I just came in wanting to hook up, but actually
I came into a show where I'm not supposed to touch anyone and just
No,
wanting to
that's
hook up.
They
That's
don't
part of
know.
the gimmick is
Yeah.
they don't know. It's
Oh.
technically like they're told they're in a different kind of show, and then
Okay,
it turns
they
out to
think
be
they're
Too
in
Hot to
Love
Handle.
Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of an esque, yeah. So then we finished the last season of Too Hot to Handle, and then it moved over because Lex, my roommate, was like, apparently like this season of Love Island's really good, and I was like, obviously. Like, what do you mean? This season, all 42 seasons are good. Like,
Apparently, it's absolutely mental.
it's bonkers. So yeah, it's really funny. And then now Lex and I, we like walk around the apartment. We constantly have our crappy British accents going on.
Mhm. So I want to. You mentioned what the gimmick was for Too Hot to Handle. For those that don't know, what is the gimmick for Love Island?
Yeah, those who've lived under a rock back in what 2017.
I
Like when
mean-
was Love Island a thing again? Like first a
it
thing.
had to start like early 2000s.
Yeah.
It's been going on forever.
I
no,
think
no,
it was
no,
in the
no, no, no.
aughts.
Mid 2000s?
No, like 2010s.
Yeah.
Something like late 2010s. I think is when it
Jamie,
started.
pull it up. He's
I
working on it.
remember when everybody. That's all anybody was talking about. Yeah,
Oh
2015.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, I really thought it was around
Yeah.
a lot longer than
Well,
that.
you know, for somebody your age, that's ancient history.
Yeah, that's like more than half my life.
That's before Trump was president. I mean, that was a
Yeah.
different world.
10 seasons.
Yeah, but the best
Yeah.
part about it is there's like 60 episodes.
Yeah, because it's like on
Whoa.
every night, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, those editors are insane. It's like the editors for The Bachelor. Apparently, those guys are just experts.
And
Yeah.
work machines, they'd have to be.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, Love Island like even has less of a like ending than Too Hot to Handle, like a point to the show.
Yeah.
You know, like Too Hot to Handle's like don't touch each other. Love Island's just like finding your couple, and then like the best couple gets voted by the public in the end. But then like people get kicked off, and then they bring in hot bombshells to like come in and like stir up the pot and like see if like couples
Are able to survive.
are able to
the
survive, and if they
temptation.
have true. And then there's this thing called Casa Amor where they like separate the couples and they send all the girls to one area and all the boys to one area, and then they bring in a whole new group of boys and a whole new group of girls, and they see if they could like actually if their connection from the previous was actually true. And it's so good. And they have the stupidest games. You're like, oh, games, like is there some kind of like point system? No, it's just like they put them in a bikini and they're like, go down this slip and slide and then say your deepest darkest secret, and we're gonna call it baggage. And you're like, okay, it's so funny. Or they're like, I feel like it's always when everything's good and like no one's fighting, and then they do a game and it's like, what does everyone hate about this one specific person? Let's go down the line and tell everyone. Like, it's so funny. I just feel like
How do they even have things to hate about each other? They've known each other for like 3 days.
no, I mean, obviously, well, it ends up being like, I don't know, it has to be 2 months, and they show like every single night. That's why there's so many episodes, like maybe
Yeah.
2 to 3 months. I don't know, but I mean, you find things to hate about people when you're with someone that often. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna end up hating each other.
Yeah, but like nobody's like cooking, right? And nobody's doing chores.
well, no, they have to make themselves food because this last season, like they literally just eat toast all the time. It's so funny. They're just not put on like toast
Is there
and butter.
some cheeky jam on that toast?
No, it's literally toast, like bread and butter.
That's funny. I didn't know they had to cook for themselves.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
perfect.
you also, I heard like someone told me one time they can only have like one drink a day. That would be so annoying. Imagine having to go through that sober. Like, what?
Yeah.
You'd think that the liquor would be something that would lubricate the drama, right?
But
And
I think that's why they do it, because they don't want them like being like
stupid.
belligerent.
I
don't
mean, like,
know.
what is the appeal of Jersey Shore if not watching drunk Long
Snippy.
Islanders do crazy shit? So I don't know.
I love Jersey Shore.
There's got to wait. Do they have like parties though where they drink?
It's so funny. It's so cringy because okay, Lexi and I, we watch it and we're like, I could do this. Like, I'd be so good at this. And then they have a clip where they're like, oh my gosh, they're having a party in the villa. And then they're having a party and it's just them. It's like a clip of them all sober, stone cold sober, like dancing in a circle. And then they're like trying to get cool shots of it. I was like, I would off myself. That would be so embarrassing.
Oh,
So embarrassing.
That's some producer being like, all right, now you guys go stand over there and dance around.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, and then
Braxton, put a little more effort into it, okay?
Yeah, a little bit more hip gyration, Braxton.
No,
Yeah.
and then in this last season we're watching now, they just randomly had Neo as like a star, like concert, like a random Neo concert. It was so funny. Oh my gosh, it's
That's
so good. I
awesome.
don't know. So
Yeah.
that's why
That's the funny thing about like
I'm obsessed with her now.
that kind of TV is that it's
Mhm.
so seat of your pants. Like the producer is literally just sitting there just saying random stuff. Just like, okay, yeah, exactly. Like go down a slip and slide in a bikini. You know what I
Yeah.
say? It's like we got 60 episodes to fill. We're doing this as we go. You know.
Well, and the thing is too is I'm
You
unpopular. Unpopular opinion.
Actually,
That's how I say it.
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. I watch everything with subtitles on,
Yeah.
and it's my roommate hates it, and everyone that I watch shows with hates it actually. But you can't watch it without subtitles
Yeah.
because their accents are so different, and some of them like Yorkshire. Like I'm like, I do not understand a word you're saying.
Yeah. Wait, so you now can discern the difference between somebody from Birmingham and Yorkshire?
Well, yeah, and there's like some people with like a Scottish accent. Like
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
different.
they built different.
Yeah.
So something we were talking about because we were talking about this yesterday was the fake job thing. What are some of the
Yes,
good
fake
jobs
jobs.
that these hot people have?
I have a whole thing on fake jobs, but like they're like well obviously like I do social media. It's like what the heck does that mean? You do social media.
I'm an
I do
influencer.
social media. And then I mean like one girl she like does like cosmetology, like she does fillers, like she does like Botox and stuff. So that makes sense. But all the boys are like, I'm a football player. I play football. I'm like, how many football teams are there? Like, they're like, oh, I do professional football. I'm like, isn't there like, I don't know, like 2 big ones, like Messi's team?
No,
Like,
no.
I don't know.
Every major city in England has a professional football team.
Yeah.
Oh,
And a
Yeah,
lot of
and
the small ones.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
they don't,
so-
and they like make enough money to like do it. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
they all, I swear, every boy is a football player. I'm a football player. Actually, there was a basketball player on this season.
Oh whoa.
Yeah,
A little bit of
Zach. He's in love with Mary.
is Mary Love him back?
Yeah, they're closed off. I'm actually closed off right now. I'm not seeing anyone else in the villa. If a hot bombshell came in, I wouldn't see them. So
And
How does
Yes.
one even like see someone? Does that mean they're sleeping together? Is that the only thing that means?
no, they share beds.
Yeah.
No, that's the whole thing. It's so funny that the first day they meet,
They have to share beds?
they have to purely based off of what they look like.
Oh, I forgot they have to
This
choose
is my
someone
man
to sleep
on
with.
paper, like
Yeah.
an outside world, like he's got tattoos, he's proper tan, he's good chat, and all they said is like, hey, it's like, oh, good chat, great banter, honestly. Like, so then they go up and like, I'd like to match with this boy because he has got pretty eyes, and then they like sleep in the same bed that night,
Yeah.
and then they can't sleep in the bed with anyone else until they recouple, and they recouple all the time, but
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's so good, guys. I can't believe you guys need to watch it. Like, it's just so
Silas,
intriguing.
Silas, I
Yes.
want to throw this over to you. Thoughts and feelings right now.
I watched like 15 episodes of the American one because
Which I heard is bad.
Yeah,
Everything the American version's bad.
it's kind of the same thing at the end of the day. I don't know what's good and what's bad because
Yeah.
it's all just watching cringy, attractive people do dumb stuff, and that's about it.
Not all of them are attractive.
And then I tried. Ruth and I tried Too Hot to Handle. And
Yeah.
it was like it was so bad. They can't talk. Like it annoys you.
Yeah.
It's like it's just
Well, then-
bimbo to a T kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Well, it must be nice. The British thing that adds this extra layer of like,
Yeah.
they're British. Well, when they're American, you're like, I know this guy. You know?
Well, it's like in the last season of Love is Blind, it was all Seattle contestants, and I was like, no, seriously, this is every stereotypical Seattle man.
Yeah.
Like it made me feel so seen.
Mm.
It made me feel so seen in that show.
What's everybody's opinion on MILF Manor?
I was just gonna bring that up. I tried to bring that up earlier, but I couldn't get
See,
a point.
Milk Manor is one of those shows
Hop
where
in.
I feel like I'd be on a watch list for watching, but I kind
Yeah.
of want to watch
wanna
it.
watch it so
Friend
bad.
Did you?
It's insane.
Yeah.
I saw the Cody.
I
Ko
just saw the
videos.
Cody Ko videos.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually watch it because it makes
It's
me feel sick to my
insane.
stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of want.
That's a lot of
Isabel
time for
told me
me.
about the Cody Co videos. I want to watch them now.
Yeah.
So
Where he goes
for
through it.
those the listeners who don't know what MILF Manor is,
Yes.
it's a dating show where people show up. All these young boys show up. Like, yeah, we're gonna get
So
with
young
these
nubile
super,
boys.
with these super
They're
hot
like
girls.
20.
And then they open up the door, and it's every one of their moms is on the other side, and then they just try to hook up with the other person's
It's
mom.
mom.
So
Yeah.
the entire time, it's just like a kid being like, "Mom, where are you going with Brad? Why are you going upstairs together?" She's like, just wait, just don't come up here for another hour." And he's like, "What the like?"
Do you know
That
there's
is scarring.
there's a whole episode where like they bring in people from like their outside life to like meet the boys that they're seeing, and one of them was like her ex-husband.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I knew that was exactly where you were going
And like
with it.
he's like out here trying to like be a dominant man. And this kid's 20 years old.
Yeah.
And he's like, trying to like act all cool and like, oh, like I'm strong. Like, you know what I mean? Trying to intimidate him.
Yeah.
And the poor kid is like shaking in his boots. Like,
The worst one.
Ever
the
change a
worst,
tire, kid?
No, the absolute worst game that they played
Mhm.
was you put like something up on a wall, and it was something that you've done. Like, what's a secret that you've done? And then the kids would go over and try and pick which one
They think
they think
the
was,
different MILF
was
might have
their
had.
Yes.
was their mother. And one
Was
of them,
their mother?
well, they were trying to be like, oh, which one's my mom? And all of them are like,
No.
nothing that you want to know your mom was doing. And one of them that like ruled the entire rest of the show because it legitimately like this kid was distraught. He found out that she slept with his best friend back home, like from like best friend growing up, like all the way through. She slept with his best friend, and he's like, "Why did you never tell me that?" And then they literally like broke their relationship of like mother and son right
on
there.
the show.
It was
Man,
crazy.
that's TV, baby.
Yeah.
That's some real TV.
Well, then wasn't
Watch
there
families
one with
crumble.
like wasn't there one with like underwear where they had to like
Yeah, and then the guy was like his mom's underwear. Oh, it's so bad. It's all
they
of
had
it.
to like dude, it's just horrid.
He was like
That's just a
doing some things with his
pub-
own mom's underwear.
It's
That sounds like public humiliation rituals. You know
I
what I
can't
mean?
believe they had to go back into the world.
After
After
that.
that.
After
yeah.
I
that,
think
they
the
had
show
to
got
look.
completely canceled, right?
Well,
Like it's not happening anymore.
well, yeah, because it
Yeah.
honestly was like I
Oh,
don't know.
it's
It
terrible.
was bad producing too.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. They should get the Love Island producers on there. They've probably done a little bit better.
Yeah, they could have had a bit where like they came in on a slip and slide.
Yeah.
My favorite food is tapioca pudding.
My body count is.
Gosh, it's called more than less than. It's more than 5, less than 500. Can you guess what is?
No, there was this last season. It was one of this thing was like your biggest baggage or like you have to
Yeah.
guess whose dirty secret this is. And there was this one guy. He's like, I stopped keeping track of my body count after 100. And then the girl he was matched up with was like, that's actually so disgusting. Like I actually hate him so much for that. Like, and then they were like kissing that night in bed. I was like, oh, I love this. This is such good TV.
Terrible. Now, so
So wait. I actually want to hold on to this a little bit further. So why are we doing the Golden Bachelor? This is another thing.
I love it.
I love
I've
the
never even
idea.
watched The
I
Bachelor.
haven't heard about this.
So they're doing Old Bachelor,
Mm.
and everybody's an ex-wife who's on the show. It's like, can you find love
It's
again?
again.
Yeah.
But they're like 50 or 60.
No, 70. I think The
Holy
Bachelor's
no
like
way.
72,
Which is
right?
awesome. I love this.
He's a silver fox. One of the girls is from Washington State. I was at
Yeah.
a winery with Emma this weekend. She's like, she's from here, and she's a school teacher. Imagine going back to school after that.
Dude,
I love this idea so much.
that's pretty good.
yeah.
We haven't done old people. That's the genre that we
I
haven't.
mean, we've
done.
done
There's only one way to go. Actually, you can only go up.
Yeah,
that
true,
conversation.
younger.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've done freaking Love on the Spectrum, you know? Like,
What a show!
thanks to
I
the
never
Australian.
watched that.
What a show!
What a
What
show.
TV?
That's just
Did you watch? I've never watched that one.
no.
No, I've
just
seen clips
bits,
though, and it's
you know.
insane. It is the wildest thing in the world, and like it's there's some of it that's genuinely
Cute.
like
Yeah.
Yeah.
heartrending. Like it's beautiful in some ways, and other ways it's like, oh my gosh, this is just it's voyeuristic. I
Yeah.
feel dirty watching this.
Oh really?
Oh yeah,
Well,
not because it's gross, but because you're like, man, these like are the most socially inept human beings alive, and
Yeah.
then you put a camera in front of their face and
Yeah.
you're like,
Kinda gross.
you guys want to kiss? You know,
Yeah.
it's just it's really rough.
Oh.
But
and it's not something like I guarantee the person that consented to them doing it was their parents,
100%.
yeah,
which is just another.
Hmm.
Terrible
Whole
thing.
Sounds
can
like
of worms.
like they're exploiting their own children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, MILF Manor did not exploit their own children.
Hey, they were of age. They're at least over 18. They can make
Yeah.
their own decision.
So Love on the Spectrum, all the people are over 18
Were
as well.
they?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, well, and actually, I think technically, they could consent to that legally.
Mm.
Most of them live with their parents, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're not under guardianship.
Yeah.
It's just autism, you know.
Okay. Just autism. Yes.
Yeah.
No.
And it's a spectrum, There's just like a guy who
love.
goes
And
to
love is on that
Yeah.
spectrum.
one of the guys is just a guy who goes to Ren fairs, and that's his like thing. And he's like a little quiet, and
What's
that's
a Ren fair?
like a Renaissance fair.
Oh, like LARPing.
Yeah, he has long hair and wears, billowing shirts and stuff. He's one of the guys who finds love in the American version. He finds love.
There's an American version.
Wait,
yeah,
there's
so
a British version?
the
No, it's
original version is
Australian.
Australian.
Oh.
Yeah.
Like Bluey.
Yeah.
Like Bluey.
That could be my monomaniacal obsession is Bluey.
Bluey.
Is-
I
and
watched Bluey.
unironically one of the best shows on
Yeah.
television.
Dude, what a
I feel
frickin'
all
Gen
warm
Z
and
thing.
fuzzy after I watch Bluey.
Mm.
I think that might be something else. I don't know. I think the Bluey thing,
Is your son gonna watch Bluey?
I don't know. I mean,
What about Miss Rachel?
we're going to probably try and keep him off TV as long as possible.
Yeah, don't do Miss
but-
Rachel or Cocomelon or any of
Yeah,
that
I
dumb
think
stuff.
all the stuff that's for
What
like
about
Bluey.
that new toilet thing? Have you guys seen this?
No.
This
oh,
like
Skibbity Toilets?
yeah, Skibbity toilet.
So I've watched all of Skibbity Toilet.
Okay. And I'm weird for watching Bluey.
I feel like
Copy.
actually we should show everybody here Skibbity Toilet. Have you
I've never seen this.
you've never seen this either, Josh? Okay.
Really? Okay.
I,
Is it like bad animation?
yeah, so
Yeah.
it's what it is
we
is
watched JJ the Jet Plane. Have you seen that recently?
No, what
That's nightmare fuel.
what this is it's a guy who so there's this video game called Gmod where you can make animations, and he made these insane animations of these toilets using this like clip from a random song. Trust me, this is going to be something beyond your comprehension. I got to find the good one. There's one that's like for some reason I've really
Well, so the
And this is like
the-
kids.
yeah,
This is
the thing-
kids
Oh yeah,
stuff.
it's Skibbity Toilet 6. Okay, so this is every single one of them. All right. And you're going to be able to get an impression of this just by listening to it, I think.
Should I hold the mic to it?
Oh no.
This is not for kids.
That's what that.
And then they always end with the weird ass jump scare like that.
Yeah.
And it's
This is why kids can't have unsupervised vision on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
That's
I mean-
horrible.
Well, not only that, the first time I heard about Skibbity Toilet was I saw on Reddit. Why? Literally, they had somebody.
it's always this song. And you defeat them by flushing them.
And then it.
And they always get killed by one. Anyway.
This is
So
not
it's
for
No,
like-
kids.
I know this is morbid, but like this is why we have school shootings.
What is that?
It's a big Skibbity Toilet. So
Why?
here's the thing about the Skibbity Toilets is I
Okay.
think there's like 190 of them. He makes 2 every week.
How much money is he getting
He's,
off of that?
I mean, that one, the first one I showed you,
Mm-hmm.
has like 200 million views.
Yeah. So no. It.
And there's
It's just like
lore,
it's
and
like
there's
a-
a whole genre, like a whole genre of YouTube video of like the most annoying future child molesters imaginable.
Yeah.
Like 20-year-old guys being like, "This week on Skibbity Toilet," and they're talking to like 8, 9-year-olds who
So,
are watching this stuff.
The
Yeah.
weird thing is like that seems all that is to me is like a YouTube short or a TikTok.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's something that would obviously pop up there, and then
Yeah.
it became something bigger.
Well, because
and
its
it has
style is
more-
ridiculous. Yeah.
It's almost like gosh, what's the YouTube like 2000 like late 2000s early 2010s the weird animation that blew up, that was the horror animation,
Oh, geez, I know what you're talking
the
about. But
British show.
oh,
Gosh.
yeah.
Don't hug me.
Don't hug me,
I'm
I'm scared.
Yeah, Don't Hug Me, I'm
Yeah,
Scared.
well,
It's
that has
like-
actual craftsmanship
yes,
involved in it.
I
but
agree, but like it's
yeah.
a similar like shock value that people
Yeah,
are
so
gonna take, and then
there's
it's
this-
gonna
That's
become something.
honestly so disturbing.
Well, there's
I don't
this
like
thing I
that.
think where horror, for some reason, it has
It's a
this
kids
really
thing
strong
now.
appeal to
Yeah.
children,
so weird.
But
Mascot horror.
but the Skibidi toilet thing, I don't know. I mean, I've watched now at this point. I don't know, like I'm not caught up, but I've watched most of them, and they're kind of all the same thing. But then they like introduce new toilets, and then they're like people who have TikTok accounts where they act like it's a sneaker drop or something, like this is a new Skibidi toilet, and then there's like community names for them,
So I want to finish what I was saying earlier.
Yeah.
The first time I saw a Skibidi toilet was a child's birthday party where somebody was in a Skibidi toilet costume, and the music was playing in the background, and it was like he was dancing around for all the kiddos.
So as in, this was a video of that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh,
Literally,
I thought you
happened in
were
real life.
present.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, you need better friends.
Yeah.
So you're saying like somebody dressed up as a Skibidi toilet for a party?
Yeah.
As
So,
like,
as a mascot, like somebody was like, "Oh, and guess who's at the party? The Easter Bunny." It's like, "Oh, guess who's at the party? The Skibidi toilet." Yeah.
Dude,
That's
bullying
crazy.
needs to be prevalent.
It
again.
gets-
No, but that's not even bullying. Those
No,
are the bullies.
those are the
Isabel.
bullies. That's
Yeah.
that's
I don't
popular.
know. I'd
It
kind
kind
of
of gets out of control because then like I'm trying to find the ones where it's like there's giant dudes. I don't know. Like I mean,
Because like,
it
it's
turns
a
into
genre
it turns
of,
into like a bona fide like war zone between guys with speakers on their heads and also the Skibidi toilets. I don't know. It's like
yeah,
Yeah,
this is like
there's epic battles happening between Skibidi toilets.
Yeah, and-
that's what I'm watching right now.
yes, and then they attack people and yeah. See, I mean,
Yeah.
it's out of control. So wait.
I'm gonna have nightmares.
I know. Where is this?
Where's this going?
I don't know. I don't know where it's going.
That's
The
Skibidi
world is
toilet.
going to end.
It's
soon.
yeah,
the
yeah.
world is going down the Skibidi toilet.
Yeah, it's going down the Skibidi toilet. I'd at least be speechless. And there's all these people online who are like, "Don't yuck my yum." These kids. We all had this kind of stuff when we were growing up. It's just a thing. And I'm like, this just seems different. It seems different for some reason.
Honestly,
know.
I get
We
to
had
say
Cartoon Network. We had Cat Dog.
No, but like
we
to an
also
extent,
had Courage the Cowardly Dog.
no, but to an extent, when you get like in like internet, like when you get like Instagram or something like that, that's a
Mm.
little outside of just television, like creepypastas. It's like the same thing, right? Where
Yeah.
you see like anything. What's it called? What's the whole like SBD? What's the
SCP.
SCP?
Yeah.
It's the same thing where you see like a little creepy video that was like homemade of some bad animation and just a scary thing, and it shocks you a little bit.
Or the back rooms.
yeah, or the back rooms. It's all the same thing.
Also, the
but
Gen
it's
Zers
just-
loved, or Gen A's, I guess, Gen Alpha.
yeah,
is what they're
but
called.
Now it's just
Love back
going,
rooms.
backwards in time. So I think it's just getting younger and younger. But I
Yeah.
feel like I would not have been like super crazed out about that by the time I was 13 or like
Yeah.
12 when I probably had
Yeah,
a phone.
but it's not 13 and 12-year-olds.
That's the
crazy
It's like
Yeah.
8 and 9 years
No,
old.
I
Yeah.
think it's even younger than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what we had? You remember that video of like the nice valley and the cars driving past,
Yeah.
all the greenery, and then the scary girl like comes out
Yeah.
and scares you? That's what we had. That's
Yeah. That's our Skibidi toilet.
yeah.
No, we had the maze. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a classic. The screaming. How are we doing on time, by the way? 45. Cool.
Sure,
One
right at
one more
one.
thing on
Yeah,
this though, because like even I remember being on the bus. I mean, I'm actually not shocked by this at all.
It's the
we were
bus.
just we were just talking about
The bus.
The
Five
bus,
Nights at
bad
Freddy's.
stuff always happens at the bus.
we
Yeah.
were just talking about Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing.
Yeah. No, I mean,
It's jump scares and kids being obsessed with horror at an age that's
Yeah.
young.
yeah,
I
well,
mean,
people, I mean, the primary demographic for Five Nights at Freddy's, I remember, was just like 13-year-old or was
Well, no,
it's
it
like
was
10
young.
or 11-year-olds.
Yeah,
right.
I
who
was
are
in
now
like
all
third grade.
who are now all YouTubers and make like in-depth lore videos about.
and who are all like
Yeah.
sexually attracted to the cast of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yes.
I feel like that
But,
more than
like,
anything has
it's not
convinced me
shocking.
that sexuality is something that is malleable based off of the things that you interact with as a child. Because like, I'm looking at that shit, I'm like, what the hell? How are these kids sexually? Like, I don't know. It's insane. It's insane. There's something wrong. There's something in the water.
Yeah.
This is what fluoride does. There's going to be skibbity toilet oriented pornography in like 7 or 8
Oh, I
years.
bet
They're gonna-
It's-
people are
that's
gonna
already
start
there.
Oh,
saying
it's
Yeah.
already
Their
there.
pronouns are like skip
Skip.
scam.
Oh, dude, hey, freaking don't make fun of that shit,
Sorry.
dude. All right, guys. Thank you to our patrons. I want to say that first and foremost. Thank you guys for supporting the show, especially our top patrons, that being Sammy Roberts, Luke Robson, Joe Papalardo, and Zach and Amber Strehle. Right. Thank you
Good.
so much. We could not do this without you. If you're interested, Monomaniacs / sorry, it's Patreon / Monomaniacs pod.
If you go to Monomaniacs / Patreon, you'll get a 404.
Yeah. I put that there myself. If if it's a money thing, like and subscribe. That also helps. We really appreciate that. You're laughing at me. So we were talking about this earlier, right? We were like, people like say like and subscribe, and so that probably like works, but it's also cringe. So it's
Yeah.
like, what are you
What do you
supposed to
do?
do? The catch
Hit that
22.
bell down below.
All right, why don't you guys go smack that like button? All right, and the $5 tier, you guys can get access to the special post show. We do a Patreon post show exclusive. We've over 60 hours of content there. $5. I almost dropped my phone.
What happened there?
Dude.
He had a seizure.
I won't go. My phone. I was just
Seizing.
gesticulating so much. My phone almost flew out of my head.
Yeah.
I'm so sweaty. My head's so
I
damn
know.
sweaty.
It's
Yeah.
really
It's so hot in here. Okay,
I'm
so
doing fine.
Yeah, same. I
Yeah,
don't
okay,
they're
don't
on.
that-
look, I
like-
think it's the wind, dude. It's the air.
Or it's
What?
Silas
The
man
wind is
spreading still.
making you hotter?
No, whatever, guys. I gotta get through this read. Finally, it's at another tier. You guys can look it up on the Patreon if you want to know the details. You guys can ask us questions that we will answer on the podcast. We got questions from Joe Papalardo. He sent a lot of them
Let's go.
because he
Papalardo funny in the flesh over the internet.
in the
actually.
text. He's gonna be here in October. By
I
the
heard.
way. Yeah. So that'll be a
Yeah.
meme. All right. Out of the group of people on this couch,
Yeah.
worst sibling to share a room with.
Oh.
I think
If I had to choose.
Actually.
actually
Okay, so here's the tea. I never had to share a room with any of the boys.
which is good. That's how it should be.
So at one point all 3 of the boys shared a room and I had my own.
Yeah,
So
I don't
I
even remember
probably
that, though.
I'm gonna cop up and say I'd probably be the worst because
Yeah.
I've never shared with anyone else before.
Well, you did live in a dormitory for a time and shared a room, right?
Yeah.
How were you during that time?
I mean, I was amazing. Honestly. I was the only one who cleaned, and I grew some feelings towards the other person because they were gross. So probably why be a bad roommate.
Yeah, there you go. You've already got it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who knows? We can assume. I would say the answer would be the same for me. I imagine it
Yeah.
would be the
Yeah,
worst. But
just
'cause you
because
don't have the
I've never really
experience.
had to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you'd be the worst because because of the tapestry you have up on your wall.
I don't
think.
have. Oh wait. Silas got it for me.
Yeah, the basic girl tapestry.
No, it's not a basic
It's
girl
a cool,
one. It's cool.
new one.
Oh, there's a
Yeah.
cool new one.
Yeah.
Okay.
He got it from Urban Outfitters.
Come on
Super
now.
cool. Yeah.
Proper fit.
Yeah, the
okay.
bisexual lighting, the tapestry.
All right. Who tattles? Joe Papalardo. Who tattles?
Silas.
Cap.
Sai-Sai's really good at keeping secrets.
He is.
Oh.
Not when we were younger
Like-
though, because when we
I don't
were
think
younger,
yeah.
when we were younger, okay, so you always know the memes that you slap your little sibling, you're like, shh, quiet, so your mom doesn't hear you. It was
Yeah.
Sai-Sai, and I remember one time
Oh.
we were playing ball inside, and Silas kicked a sock. I don't know what it was. It was a ball. Took out a lamp. I got in trouble because I should have told him that we shouldn't have been playing ball inside.
But to be fair, that's not me tattling. The only story that
Yeah.
I can think of when I was younger. Also, we
Yeah.
have to clarify. You abused me so much. I was physically abused by you every other day.
we
It
used
was
to beat. We used to beat the crap out of each other on the trampoline.
Mhm.
Like
Well-
we
Oh
would
yeah,
go
that's
out there
where the real
for hours and
real
just
action
beat
happened.
the living crap out of
But
each
no,
other.
you
Yeah.
like I was definitely like I don't know. how to
Sai
explain
tattled a
it.
lot by going back inside and crying to mom.
That
Not even
maybe
that.
you make fun of Styles for having chicken bones. I think that maybe you
Made him.
made them.
Yeah.
You broke his bones down. Over
No,
Yeah.
I never broke any.
All
of
right,
his
okay. Well, so
bones.
I want to clarify something
Yeah.
first when it comes to the who tattles. If there's any tattling going on, and I believe that there has been in the past, it is because our parents attempt to play us against one another.
100%.
Oh yeah.
So
But we've gotten really good at it. Like we're old enough now. We're like secrets. We keep our secrets.
yes,
The parents don't need to know.
So who's the tattler though?
who is the tattler?
That's for you at home to decide.
Write in your
Woo.
answer to find out next week. No, I mean I don't know. I mean the thing about it is an effective tattler does it in such a way that nobody knows that they did it.
That's true.
So
That sounds like something a tattler would say.
Everyone just turns on each other.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. All right, we've got another question. We got a lot of questions here, so we'll keep rolling. Who would sell out the family in a heartbeat?
Isabel?
That'd be the tattler. Whoever the tattler is
Wait,
would do
hold
that.
up.
Hey, what?
Why did you say me?
I think it's that's personal opinion. Who has the most beef with family members?
So what does it sell? What does sell out mean?
Okay,
What
so
are we
here's,
talking
here's
about?
what I'm imagining.
What's the
okay?
circumstance?
And maybe I'm insane for thinking of this. This is there's a knock on the door, and you open the door, and it's the Luftwaffe.
No, it's a plot. No, no, you don't. The Luftwaffe is the Air Force.
I know,
first off.
but they're there. They're
Okay.
there. The Luftwaffe
No,
are
this
there.
is the plot of Knock on the Cabin Door.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Okay, the SS are there. They knock on the door and they say, "Where is your family?" And then everybody else is under the floorboards.
Okay.
You know you'll be tortured if you do not give up the family. You know,
Inglorious Bastards.
yes, that style.
Yeah.
Who shares milk with the Nazi and breaks?
I think
Yes.
Joe's just trying to start beef because he loves and he's jealous of what the Strehles have.
Exactly.
The
Joe-
unity in this
Because him and
family.
Dom aren't nearly
No.
as tight.
Joe, get out of here.
They don't have-
Stop starting beef.
Yeah.
Lordy.
And in that circumstance, I think Shad would sell out the family.
No. Dylan would break under pressure.
I would. Yeah.
Dylan would break.
Unfortunately.
Dylan would
Owns
break.
up
Dylan
to it.
is 100%
Yeah.
first to break under torture
Yeah.
every time of the week.
every day of the week.
And Dylan, will,
Yeah.
Dylan will admit it.
I have a legitimate fear of torture. Like, if you, like I literally think about it. So, like, if I was threatened with it, I would break pretty fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm one of those guys that are like, please, just kill me. Just kill me. And they're like, I haven't even done anything. Please. Before you do, just kill me.
They just walk up to you. Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
All right. All right. Next, we've got
You're gonna tell the mailman. You drop a mail off. You're like, they're under the floorboards.
I can't take it anymore. It's been 6 days. Please. You are planning a heist. What is each sibling's role? This is a good question.
Yeah.
I
think so.
appreciate this from Joe. All right. Let's think of the archetypes. We've got the hacker. We got
The mastermind.
the mastermind. We
Yep.
got the
The muscle.
driver.
The
muscle.
dude that gets in there and does the acrobatics.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Through
Excuse
the-
me, Chinese man.
That was crazy in Ocean 11 when they're just like, and this Chinese dude also.
Go do your thing. All right. So I would say my favorite sort of squad role is sniper. I'd like to be sniper, but there's
That's not a thing you
that's
do in
not
a
a
heist
thing
scene.
here. So
What kind of
instead,
heist is this?
I would want to be either driver or hacker.
Baby driver.
Driver or hacker.
I
Those are my two
I
places.
feel like
I don't-
obviously Shadrach's mastermind.
think I'd be good mastermind.
Yeah.
I think that Dylan. I'm worried about his twitch reflexes. I think you'd be better at hacker than you would at driver.
I
Okay.
agree.
I think
Um,
Sai would
Whatever.
be the one that goes
I'm the
in
best
and does
driver
the
at this
acrobatics.
damn couch. Period.
That is
That's cap.
not true.
100%.
Cap.
100%.
That's insane.
We should organize something.
Shad and Dylan are. I'm a straight up.
I'm not
tell
saying-
all the people. Shadrach and Dylan are notoriously bad drivers.
Yes.
That is untrue.
It
That is
not.
that is
No,
old
ask-
narrative. The new
ask
narrative is Shad's
anyone.
bad, but I'm not.
No, you're
Let's take
you're
it.
bad too. I was fearing my life on the way home from the airport. He was. It just is what it is. you
Yeah.
know?
And the thing is,
He's so hurt.
I
He's
am
I mean,
so hurt.
could you
am
even
mad.
like
Yes.
could you drift?
Can you even drift, bro?
Does anybody at this couch drift?
No, I'm just saying you can't. It's not so much about who would be best at it necessarily at this
It's who has the
chair.
skills to accomplish.
Who has the skills to accomplish, and also you can't hack for shit. You couldn't hack.
Okay, this is like.
Well, then who's gonna do
Figuratively.
anything?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. Let's say you're hacker. Okay, let's say you're hacker.
Cop
Thank
out.
you.
I think Isabel would be a good face. I think she'd be good running interference. You know, she'd like go in and
I'm
be like,
muscle.
I have a complaint about the bank.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
And then punch him.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Yeah. I mean, you could do that. The face always has to eventually. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like Silas would be better at that though, because like, he's so
chicken
cute.
bones.
Poor little chicken boy.
No. But you have an arresting personality. You know, so you could get in there and you could overwhelm them. You know, they'd be like, well, we're not supposed to be back here. And you're like, no, I'm here because I got a permit. I've got to go back there and
Yeah.
count the money. You
I'm
know?
really good at faking it till I make it.
Yeah,
That's
and
what
then you
we're
could go,
saying
you
here.
could go count the money.
Just confidence.
And then I'd be like, good job. You know?
Yeah.
And you're like, all in a day's work.
we could steal the Declaration of Independence.
Yeah, we could. We could.
And then you're like, Dylan, how's that door?
I'm
Don't rush me.
have to
You think
do
this is easy? There's 27 Trojans between me and this door.
Yeah. And then
We're
what
taking the vice president.
what exactly are you doing, Silas, again?
Nothing
Acrobatics?
at this,
No.
well,
yeah,
at
he's
this
the
point,
Chinese dude.
Well, Isabel kind of took my role of being in there,
Oh,
so
okay.
I think I'll be the mascot.
Well, no. You could be.
no.
You could be like.
I think he'd
You
be
could be
better
the.
at
You could
that.
also be on the ground team, but
Yeah.
you're like.
You could be burglar.
You could be Capper, or you could be safe cracker.
We could
Okay.
both be like in the crowd dancing with different people with or the little earphones things in and talking to each other. There he is. There's the door. It's not guarded anymore. Silas, make
Yeah.
a distraction, and then you like hit a glass.
No, and then you like start doing the Dougie.
Crumping.
Yeah, you start
Crumping
and then your shin breaks. You're like, my chicken bone. And he's like, oh,
That's the
My
distraction.
collarbone.
oh, poor boy. And then we sneak in.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, he's so sad, so pitiful, so pitiful.
Honestly, though, I think the moral of the story here is that we would actually probably make a really bad heist
Yeah.
team.
Oh, no,
it'd be
I don't
so
think we've got
bad.
the skills and capability to do it. Yeah.
and then
yeah.
and then Dylan would sell us out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
going
that would
back,
be.
going back
we
to
get
the
back
last
to the
question.
safe house, and then I'm already there, and they're like, "Where'd you go?" And then the door opens, and all the FBI guys come out, and I'm like, "I'm sorry."
Yeah. That or like we're all four of us are in different interrogation rooms and we all got our story straight. And then you just got like a pile of Cokes and Funyuns and you're like, yeah, you know. Then he said, let's steal the Declaration of Independence. And I was like, I don't know, man. Yeah.
You said, "Let's steal the Declaration of Independence." And I said, "It's not pronounced that way." There's an L in there.
Yeah. Have you heard this thing? Because you know the sequel to that movie is he's got to get the president's book of secrets.
Yes.
Yeah, wouldn't
what
it
I
be
was
so much
saying.
better? So it's the first one. It's the Declaration of Independence. The second one is the Book of Secrets. It'd
Yeah.
be so funny if he, instead of saying we got to steal the Book of Secrets, if he was like, I've got to run for president,
So I could get the Book of Secrets.
so I can get the Book of Secrets.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, do we have another one?
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple, but I'll keep it down to a lower number. So let's hit this final one. Who is the best representative of the Strehle family? Who is the best outward face when it comes to the
Silas.
Sai.
Silas? Yeah.
He's the favorite.
But like,
But I'm actually not that perfect.
that's
when
not.
you think
Like,
about it.
hey, don't put words in my mouth. I would say.
Oh, I'm going to say what you said, but say it like this. Your argument is invalid.
We all hate you because everyone loves you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
All right.
Yeah.
I am still younger, and you guys are both married. So like, you are more like people like like- like mom and dad
Embarrassing.
can point and be like, these are my successful sons who have jobs and wives.
Yeah, but like also they can be like, but like my little boy.
Yeah, and that's
my
what
little
it
boy
is.
is the sweetest
My
thing.
little
boy.
Sai, he's gonna
He's
be
never done anything
What did
wrong.
Papa say? This is my grandson. He's gonna be a doctor.
Yeah, dude. He was going
physical
crazy.
therapist.
He was telling every single nurse that walked into the hospital room, my grandson
He's
is gonna be a doctor.
And he said, and she's a Costco executive. I said, executive membership.
Hey.